Hey, it's Mike Roen, Fix My Hog. Got the top 5 things to look for when you're buying a used Harley. Now, a lot of people, they rush out, they get all caught up in the moment and they buy things and then they call me. And I always tell them, hey, call first before you buy. So, number 1, you locate a motorcycle you're interested in, you go out and you look at it. Right away, kind of verify the paperwork because, a lot of times bikes come in the shop and right away I kind of get a vibe. It's got a whole bunch of aftermarket accessory parts on it. It's got different body work or something. And I know the bike's probably been crashed. Somebody's fixed it up and then sold it to this guy. So check the title. Is it a branded title? Is it a salvage title? Do you want to start out a relationship with a bike that has a branded title? Okay, number 2, you want to get as much history on the motorcycle as you can. How long has this guy owned the bike? Does he just flip in the motorcycle? Has he had it for 10 years? It's kind of nice if they've had it, since new. Now you can say, cool, man, let's go over your paperwork. Let's see what you've done, and he's got a whole database of everything he's done. That's the dream. If he just bought it last summer and then he bought it from another guy that bought it from another guy, now it's like, okay, how many fingers have been in the cake? What's been going on with the bike, So that's something, you're going to want to pay attention to. Okay, next up we got your group. If you've watched our buyer's guide videos on Fix My Hog, we go through a series of year groups of kind of bikes that, are less desirable or have problems, with certain year groups. So it kind of comes down to, what is it you're looking for? Do you want a bagger? You want a bar hopper? You want an old bike? You want a newer bike? So do a little research because, I'll have people buy, say, a 1996 Road King and it's fuel injected and it's got 120,000 miles on it. I'm like, well, that's probably not, for me, I wouldn't want a fuel injected bike. Maybe I'd be looking for a carbureted bike or, this bike, 84 to 89, completely different starter, doesn't have a CV carb. The clutch arrangement on it isn't all that desirable. So it really comes down to, if you're going to pick a motorcycle and you're going to marry it and have it for a long time, pick appropriate gear group. Okay, number 4, it's kind of the same as history, but it's like who's been working on this motorcycle? Is it a reputable shop? Was it the customer working on the bike? This is the kind of stuff you want to know. Like I said, it's part of the history of checking the paperwork out. But more importantly, if X shop worked on it, do a little research on that shop. They got competent people that worked on this motorcycle. It's kind of important because, say they put $4 or $5 grand in the motor, that's kind of an asset, But if they put $4 or $5 grand worth of bad money in the bike, to me, it's not an asset. That's when I get worried when people call up and say, hey, I bought a stroker and this and that. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, who stroked the motor? Was it Billy Bob's shop or whoever? So you kind of got to weigh your options. Sometimes it's good that they spend a ton of money on the bike. Sometimes it's bad. Do your homework. Okay, number 5, it's all about the money, obviously. In the end of the day, it comes down to dollars and cents. You get a good deal on the bike, maybe, if the things hurt, it adds up quickly. We did the full tune and service and tires on this bike, and we're approaching $1,000 in parts, plus your labor. So you don't want to get upside down on something, so do the math. If the bike's a true treasure, it's worth putting a ton of money into. So keep that in mind, man. Get out and ride your motorcycle.